What's in store for gold in 2019? Joining me today is Paul Mladjenovic. He's the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. Welcome back, Paul. It's been too long.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to be back on board with you. 2018 was amazing, and I think 2019 is going to have hopefully some pleasant surprises for our viewers.
Well, let's talk about that because you are the eternal optimist here. You had optimism for the economy last year when we spoke, but have your views changed for this year yet?
Well, I was an optimist for the last year or two, and I think where I'm not as, I mean, don't get me wrong, for 2019, the job numbers look good, the GDP numbers look good, so I think the underlying economy is going to continue being strong. I mean, I don't know what the second half look like, but if it keeps on trending the way it is now, 2019 should be a good year for the economy in general. But for some financial markets out there, could be a different story.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Some analysts I've spoken to have said that outside the U.S., growth is slowing, especially from China. So is that worrisome if we're talking base metals?
Yeah, I'll be somewhat concerned about the base metals, definitely. I realize that on our end, we might be picking up some infrastructure spending for 2019. That might offset it. But the global economy, it is a concern because a lot of those countries are going to be hit by the world debt bubble, probably a little worse, a little sooner than it might hit in the United States. So the bond market and the debt markets will worry me. And I think that will have an impact on the global market. So, yeah, worldwide, I don't see it being that strong of a year for base metals.
All right. What about the precious metals now? Off to a good start. How do you see gold and silver shaping up?
Well, let me tell you, as you know, sometimes the precious metals, are not so much moving of their own accord. Sometimes it's what's going on wrong, especially or bad or well or doing well otherwise. In the last quarter of 2018, the stock market had obviously tremendous volatility and downside. And I think it was a warning shot to the bow to a lot of paper investors out there. They started worrying about the stock market. First of all, it was overdone anyway. I think when you and I last spoke about the stock market, I was telling you, I was in the interview, that I thought that 27,000 was more like a ceiling, really, and because that was when it was at 26,000, and so could it hit 27,000 this year? I'm not too sure about that, but I think the ultimate impact is that a lot more investors are now finding out that paper assets, both stocks and the bond bubble that's still out there, is making people revisit the idea about hard assets like gold and silver. So I think it'll be a positive year for gold and silver because of that.
What kind of rally could we see for gold? Is what you're seeing now convincing you?
Yeah, exactly. I in the past, the last time I remember calling that it would hit 1,300 in a year, and it did briefly touch like 1,350 or thereabouts before it pulled back. I probably see that long-standing resistance to finally be broken this year. I can definitely see it going north of 1,300, and I think it has a strong shot for 1,400. Silver, I think this is the one that's been problematic, but I think there's been such a huge buildup in the worldwide usage of that, where the supply is getting worse and worse, and the demand keeps on growing, especially with technology and smartphones and the like on a worldwide basis. I think that finally I could end up seeing that the supply and demand factors will be able to crack some of the what looks like glass ceilings for silver. So seeing it finally, hopefully hitting 18 to 20 and better, I think it has a realistic shot this year.
And Paul, what about palladium? It was a sleeper hit of 2018. Do you think it can stay on track here?
Oh, no, I think that was a great story in 2018. And I think that because of, a variety of market factors, including the supply and demand situation for it in places like South Africa, I think that the worldwide market will see that palladium will probably continue to zigzag upward and firming upward. So I think it's realistic to still be bullish on that metal for 2019.
Paul, thank you so much for your thoughts and best of luck this year.
Thank you. Have a great year to you and everyone at Kitco.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for watching. We'll have more for you on Kitco.com.